Hello and welcome. So I've had a few questions about the DFAM and I wanted to address them. The first one was about having ratcheting with an external clock, because the way I demonstrated it was to have pitch assigned to tempo, but if we plug into an external clock on the advanced clock input here, this tempo gets disabled. So there's really no obvious way to do it. So I got thinking, okay, VCO2 can be a square wave, which can be a trigger. So if I plug VCO2 into the trigger input here, that should be able to get us ratcheting. So let's start with where we are. So this is just, external clock running. If I plug in VCO2 to the trigger, so here we get ratcheting. Now this has its pitfalls because you hear we're not actually going the tempo anymore. We're not going this tempo. We're going kind of a combination of the two. That can be really useful if you're doing something a little more avant-garde anyway. So then I got thinking, okay, if we assign, pitch to VCO2 with this switch, now we've really bottomed out the voltage and it's only happening so much. This is kind of cool because the trigger overrides these velocity inputs. But you hear that can be, its own kind of pitfall here too, because we have to really adjust carefully. But this could also be cool. I mean, this is a thing, right? So that's really cool. Like, we found something. And then, just for comparison, I have plugged in that external clock is coming from a sequencer. So I've plugged it into, right, we've got our external sequence running. Okay, so maybe we've got like the beginning of a trap thing happening, right? So if I switch this to noise, now all of a sudden we've got something musically useful. Now, the next step would be to take something like, maybe we would take the pitch and plug it into VCA decay right here. I would argue that I would want to do it the reverse. I would want to take pitch and take it to like a maths and reverse the voltage and then go into VCA decay, because I would want the hi-hat to kind of close as it ratchets up instead of opening. And the reason being because, if it opens as it ratchets, it kind of turns into a splat instead of a, ratchet. But just for example, pitch to VCA decay. So you hear when it really ratchets, it opens. And that's why I would reverse that voltage, because we want to hear all these. So I hope that gives you some ideas to play with.